So I just wanted to share a story as to really why I started Mallory's Marvelous Muffins and why I hope to continue the campaign to build awareness, support, and programs for kids with autism. My little Mallory, pictured here, this is when the company first started. She was just 4 years old and was not diagnosed until she was 17 with Asperger's syndrome, but I certainly did know there was something up, and I did try very hard with numerous neurologists and pediatricians and specialists to try to figure out what's with this kid of mine. She's got some quirks and she's got like a very, very, very low battery and wasn't able to keep up in any way, like the anxiety, just like this crippling anxiety, resistance to change like you wouldn't believe, inflexibility. I mean, there was just like symptoms and signs, and I'm like, this isn't right. Now she's 29 years old, so back then it wasn't so easily diagnosed. They missed the diagnosis over and over and over again, so it wasn't until she was 17 that she got diagnosed, and now she's 29. I started the company so that I would be able to have the flexibility of being my own boss and taking care of her, because she had about 450 absences, late starts for school, early pickups, because it was just overwhelming. Sensory overload is a horrible feeling. If any of us neurotypicals can picture our worst day, magnify it by about 200,000, that's what you got going on with kids that are on the spectrum. It's kind of hell, actually. And so I was able to accomplish my goal. I was able to build this company. We did quite a lot of fundraisers. We did quite a bit. I thought when she was 4 and I started it that by the time she was a young adult that she would need far, far less help from me. But in actuality, what happens is when these kids graduate from high school, there are no supports, there are no programs, there's no job that really understands their sensory overload. They're expected to go to work, they're expected to stay the whole time, they're expected to finish their shift, to get a substitute if they're not feeling well. They're expected to be able to function, in a very crowded or loud or noisy or hot environment, and all those kinds of things just completely take them out. So it's really, 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 really hard for these kids. And they're intelligent, they're creative, they're talented, they're gifted. They have so much to offer the world. And yet they go to high school, they graduate, 75% unemployment rate, they end up being home in their parents' house, sitting on a couch. Not acceptable, not at all. So I was surprised when Mallory graduated that, we would find what we found, very, 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 very little. So as a working mom and trying to support a child with an autism spectrum disorder, it's extremely difficult because now everything is on you. Everything is completely about driving all over the state of New Jersey where we live to find anybody that has any kind of qualifications to help with social skills, to help with anxiety reduction, to help with coping strategies. So you need multiple programs. You need, cognitive behavioral therapists and specialized clinicians, to help them to understand, navigate the world. So it's kind of hard, not only for them, but for the family as well, and for trying to hold down a job and be able to get your child, young adult, to all the programs. So I'm extremely blessed and grateful that I was able to have my company for 25 years because I could run out the door, do what I had to do for her, and come back. Now I'm working full-time in an office, and it's hard because she's home all alone, and I have to leave work and take time off to, still tend to her needs. So the thing that I'm getting at here is there is such a need for programs outside of high school for these kids. They deserve a future, they deserve a life, they deserve to utilize their talents and better this world. And the organization that Mallory and I support is called the Fill a Need Foundation. Katie Cancro started the Fill a Need Foundation a few years ago. She recognized the need for programs after graduation. I call her a visionary. She's a mom with an autistic son. She knows what's coming. Most people don't. They don't know. They can't even, they're so overwhelmed they can't even look down the road 20 years. But in any event, even though Mallory's Marvelous Muffins is closed, we're going to still continue the fight and support. We got to get legislators, we got to get people involved, we have to get these programs going, because the rate of autism today in New Jersey is less than 1 in 50. So this is not going away, and these kids do not need to just be sitting on their parents' couches. They need to be out there in the world contributing their gifts, their talents to make it a better place. So as we move along, hopefully you'll stay in touch with us on our Facebook page. We're going to keep everything up, and we'll be able to update you on any progress that we make regarding this kind of mission we're on to raise the awareness and the help for autism. So we thank you all. We encourage you to go to the Fill a Need Foundation, fillaneed.org, fillaneedfoundation.org, and check it out for yourself and maybe join us in supporting them. And again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. Thanks.